What's good, people? It's your boy Sanchez Payne, and you are now watching The Scene. You are here with me, your boy, your host for this episode, and we've got a great guest here today. We've got Graft. Graft, what's good, my bro?
My brother. Thank you for having me, man.
Thank you for being here, man. So here on The Scene, it's not just about getting to know your music and getting to know what's going on currently. It's about knowing where it came from. So as far as music goes, where did it all start for you?
Music for me started about 5 years ago. The reason for why I started music was because of my friends, Yeffy and Notes, large up my brothers. They used to write a lot of lyrics and do freestyles on channels in Leeds, and I just used to be in the back supporting them. But I've always wrote lyrics at home, you know, but I never told anyone. And then because I was seeing them put more music out, and then I started to show them my music, they was like, yo, you should, you know, jump on the music thing as well. And then from then, I put out one freestyle and just never stopped, never looked back.
So at the start, what was it like trying to find your style? Would you kind of just write in what you knew, or were you kind of, you know, kind of copying people that you idolized? What did it take for you to find your own lane?
When I first started writing lyrics, it was a lot of conscious lyrics about like saving the world, things I've seen happening in the world, and just I wrote on how I felt as well. But when I started putting music out there, I took a lot of inspiration from an artist called Potter Paper. He's an artist from Essex, and he used to rap about a lot to do with his life. And at that time when I first started writing lyrics and putting it out there to the world, I was going through a bit of a difficult time within myself. So I took loads of inspiration from Potter Paper, Young's Teflon, and Skepta at the time.
Okay, one of the greats.
Yeah.
And how do you think that helped you develop into the artist that you are now?
I'd say one of the main things that's given me taking inspiration from them was to be real and to be true to myself and make sure that the lyrics I'm putting out there, there's no lies, everything's just honest and factual. I'd say that's the main thing.
Listen. Clean sweep of the awards, great things come in threes. A change from the days I used to pray upon my knees, asking God to relieve my stress. Cause them days really put me to the test. It was £50 a show, only 4 years ago. I used to do it free to perform and promote me. Now it's £5 a show, I had to rise from the start. This the general blueprint, you know I had to set the mark. Now it's cufflinks and suits, black leather for the shoes, pocket square in my tie. I am not your average guy, but we're from the same hood. You would do it if you could, and the beauty is you can. I'm a hard-working man, I've got £1 billion plan and £1 billion dream, but it's only gonna work if I have the right team. I focus on myself, prioritize my dream. I like to have a good time. You won't see me sipping lean.
So what I know of you as an artist, that doesn't mean that you were sticking to one genre. So you're a very versatile artist. When did you realize that you don't have to just stay to rap or grime? You can go into the tunes for the ladies, you can go into the carnival tunes. When did you first realize you could do that, and what gave you the confidence to be able to do that?
I first realized I could do like a variety of different styles of songs in 2017. That's when I released my first body of work called All Sorts. It was an EP. I had like dancehall on there, I had an acoustic type of tune, like a wavy type of rap song. And before I released that project, I was just writing rap and grime. So to me, that I shocked myself at that moment. I feel like where that came from was just my upbringing, the type of music my mum used to play me, my uncles, my dad, and the music I used to listen to with my friends. So because I've heard such a variety of different sounds and I've got a passion for music anyway, I was just able to express that in different genres.
But what gave you the confidence to do it? Because a lot of people probably have the ability to do it. The fact that you went and did it successfully, you know, people like to sometimes just stay in their own lane with fear of what the audience might say. Like, this is not normal Graft. This is not what he usually does. You know, what made you go, you know what it is? I know I can do it, I've got the ability to do it, and I'm going to put it out there. What was that thought process?
Well, the confidence came from, it was really early stages in my like musical career. So I was still like practicing and doing different things and just exploring the sounds. So however people wanted to take it, I wasn't really focused on that.
Brilliant,
because I had enough confidence in myself and what I was making that I knew people would like it as well. Not everyone's gonna, but I had enough confidence in my craft to know that people would enjoy it.
So it was more about you and your personal progression than it was pleasing people.
Yeah.
Wicked, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
So when was the first step that you kind of realised that this is something that I could do for a long time? What was your first moment when you realised that I've got this, I've actually got talent?
After my first ever freestyle I put out on First
Yeah, you said it blew
TV.
up. Tell me about that. What happened? So you put it out there, you're not sure what to expect. Is it the views? Was it the feedback? Were you getting tagged in it like, yo, this is sick? And what was the feeling when that was happening?
It was a feeling that I wasn't used to.
Yeah.
Because you know when you're an artist, for example, or you're doing something that's always in the eye of other people, when they're always commenting, sharing, and it's something you've made, it's like, wow, this is crazy. I was just used to playing football and just doing my thing, but because loads of people were commenting and sharing, I was like, wow, people really like this. So from there, it just gave me a feeling to keep putting out more music.
You touched on a point just there. Football was a big part of your life at one point. Was there ever a time where there was a fork in the road where it was either or? And when did music become, you know,
the main
the main source?
Well, at first I was more focused on the football. Like when people used to ask me, yo, Graft, are you gonna choose football or music? At one point, right, I always used to say football. It was never music. And I can remember that clearly. And after certain things happened in football, like I didn't get my professional contract and things weren't going as well as they were in music, I then thought to myself, let me try and put all my energy into music and see where I can take it. And that happened more to the closing stages of my footballing career at the professional clubs. So I made that decision. And I was nervous, like, because I love I loved football and I still do. But it was a big transition. But best decision I made.
Man like Graft, you know. When you see me, tell your friend that's Graft, you know. Man like Graft, you know. When you see me, tell your friend that's Graft, you know. Man like Graft, you know. When you see me, tell your friend that's Graft, you know. Man like Graft, you know. When you see me, tell your friend that's Graft. Ain't nobody leveling, walking the dance, and you know who's stepping in. I bring enough heat like boiling water. My bars of the switch, kettle ting. I don't roll with a metal ting, no black leather gloves, but I'm still repping it. And it's like my name was Wi-Fi, cause the bar I'm setting it to wriggly bumskin. Hear this tune, get your speakers thumping.
Definitely feel like it's paid off. Now, can you tell us some of the biggest moments in your life in music? Like, what ones that, if you could pick a few moments that really stand out in your career so far, what would they be?
First and foremost, I'd say winning the MOBO Unsung award earlier this year.
Yeah, tell us a bit about what was the process with that?
Process for that is short and simple as I can put it. Seeing it on Instagram, MOBO's advertised it, sent the link to all my friends and artists. Yo, this is a big opportunity, everyone apply. I applied, couple months down the line, they got back to me, and I totally forgot about it because they took so long, but they're a big company, so you know what I mean, it's normal. And then I had to go to London, had to perform, I had to go through an audition stage, perform in front of like novelists, JP Patterson, he works for I believe it's Complex, and other industry heads. They really like my music, and then they made a short list of the people from that day who they selected. I think that was about 12 people. Then they shortlisted it again to the final 3. I made it down to the final 3. Then I had to go to an event, a songwriting masterclass event with Carla Marie in London. She's wrote for Beyonce. She's currently on X Factor.
Levels.
Yeah, and then after that they revealed to us at that time that we're the final 3. So we didn't know before going there. We're just thinking like, why are we here?
Yeah.
Well, that was crazy. And then the final event was we had to perform in London in front of loads of different people from the industry, BBC, Link Up TV, and other people within the industry. And then Kanye King, the CEO of MOBO's, then announced to us all that I was the winner.
Mad. And how did you feel?
Bro, it was one of the best feelings ever, man. proper loved it.
So you've done amazing things so far. with the music scene. I'd love to get your opinion on what's the music scene like now compared to when it was when you first started. Tell us about when you first started. When you first entered it, what was it like? Did you feel like you got support? Did you feel like there was a network of artists? Did you feel like it was something that you was happy to be involved in? Do you feel like it could have done with a bit more work, or what's your thoughts?
I feel like at the time when I first came into the music scene in Leeds, there wasn't that many people putting out music from Leeds. There was a lot of the, like, let's say the veterans or the older generation still plugging away that are already known. There wasn't that many up and coming artists putting out music for Leeds consistently. So in terms of the amount of music coming out of the city, there wasn't that much at the time when I came into the game. Whereas
on it now,
compared to now, loads of artists. Like left, right and center, people that you never thought like even had a passion for music. Like I still kind of question it, because sometimes I feel like people just want to become part of the music industry because they see how quick certain artists are blowing up. And sometimes I do question it, but the main difference that I can see from when I first started to now is the support. When I first started music, I never got as much support from people I knew. I was losing like a lot of friends, was getting a lot of hate, but I embraced that and I liked that because it showed me I was doing something good and different. Whereas now, a lot more of the artists from the city are supporting one another and pushing each other's music.
Now, I had this conversation earlier about the hierarchy in music, especially in the music scene. My point was, I think even if 100 people are making music, if half of them are not really passionate about it, it's still good, because you need to create that. Because let's say with yourself, if there's 5 artists doing it and you're top of the top 5, let's say, that's right. If there's 100 people doing it, then you've got your top 10 that are smashing it. There's 20 or 30 up and coming, and there's a few underneath that will still come and support. So do you kind of see it the same way, or do you kind of see it as maybe an insult because people are kind of jumping on music, or is it something that everyone has access to? What's your thoughts?
I think music is universal, so it speaks to everyone in different ways, and I feel like the more artists that put music out from Leeds, it's better for the scene in Leeds. No matter if I don't think they're good, or if they're good, whatever it is, the more music that comes from the city, the more of a buzz we can create as a collective. And then that's when surrounding areas like Manchester, Birmingham and London will start to look more at Leeds, because they're like, yo, you see my man from Leeds, and then there's this one and then that one. It's like, it just makes it a lot better. So everyone keep putting out your music. Make sure you don't support, share everyone's music, and just keep doing what you're doing, because it's good for Leeds. What's
the next level of support that you think there could be? Because personally, I feel like if someone puts a track out, whether it's good, bad or ugly, like you said, whether you whether you like it or not, I believe everyone should watch it. I think everyone should share it. I think if someone has a gig, everyone should pay the X amount, whatever it is, to support and be there and create a crowd. And I feel like that's the next level of us really speaking out, because rather than, like you touched on, having Manchester, London and Birmingham kind of look into us, we could create a scene ourselves which is self-sufficient, where artists are getting money in their pocket, they're getting views, and then we go to the next step where other people take notice. What's your thoughts on that?
I would really like to see that. I'd like to see more people come and support artists at gigs in Leeds, and actually wanting to pay, not like, yo, you can get me a free ticket. You know, like that. I feel like in Leeds, everyone does watch your music.
Good.
Just not everyone shares it. That's the main thing. Because people are always talking about it in the background. But because of their own problems or however they feel about you, they won't share your music all the time. So if we all shared one another's music, came to the gigs, and really supported each other as much as they might do for one of their friends or one artist they like, it still goes a long way. Because I feel like some people are so focused on, like, he needs to be the first one to bust out a Leeds.
So I'm not going to support no one else but him. And
and it don't work like that.
No.
You know what I mean?
The point is, even if I support one man, if I share the next man's music and he blows up, he might get a concert, and then he might be able to bring him in.
Exactly.
So rather than being crabs in a barrel, we need to all be kind of helping each other up. So speaking on that, what advice would you have for up and coming artists that, you know, you feel like maybe advice you didn't get when you was coming through, or even advice that you've kind of gathered throughout your experience, what would you give people that are coming up, and what would you give to people that are in the game that just extra knowledge?
The advice I'd give to upcoming artists is definitely network as much as you can. Ask loads of questions, and want to broaden your knowledge within the music industry, and learn the business as well. For people that are already kind of like have been doing their thing for a while, I'd say keep up with the times on social media, because I see a lot of artists from Leeds that have done amazing things in the past, but I see that they can't really keep up with social media right now, and sometimes I can see they feel a bit hard done by that. Yeah. But that's because of the certain decisions they've made in their career. But also from the social media, like, people like to digest new things like every day. Yeah, you have to be consistent. Whether it's Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and they're all free. It's all free. Yeah. So the more you're putting out to your followers, whether that's content, photos of your gigs, new music, that's when they keep an interest in you, and they'll want to keep standing by you and supporting you. So I feel like for the more of the established artists, stay with the times in social media, keep up to date, don't get caught lacking behind. Now for the scene, the music scene, where do you see it in the next couple of months to year or so? Because we're going into a new year. Where can you see the scene going? The scene is, I love it right now, Yeah. The reason for why I do is because there's so many different artists coming through. So I feel like 2020, like I've said in other interviews as well, like people are gonna soon be looking at Leeds like there's a lot of great talent, and I feel like within the next year or two, we're going to have an established scene where people are looking at Leeds, people are coming to Leeds. We're not always venturing outside of Leeds to make things happen, because we'll be able to make it happen in Leeds. Yeah. And that's how I feel about it. That's exactly what I want to hear. Now, personally with you, what have you got coming up? What have we got in store for the next, coming into the new year, but what projects are out right now that you think people need to either go back and listen to? What are you excited about, and what are you looking forward to in the future? So first of all, I've got a brand new single out on all music platforms called Clean Sweep. That one's like a rap type of song, just me speaking about my year as a whole, just rounding off the year. I've also got other projects out called All Sorts EP, available on all music platforms, and another EP out called 5 Roses EP. That one's more for the ladies. That's available on my on my YouTube channel at Graft Official. And one thing I'd just say, just go check out all my music on Spotify and Apple Music. Just type in Graft and add the songs you like to your playlist, and just keep supporting me. For the next year, I've got my best project to date coming. That's called NIBW, and what that stands for is not if but when. Yeah. That way. So look out for that. I've got an idea of when that's gonna be dropping. No, I don't want to say a date and then I don't stick to it. I hear that. But just look out for that. Before that project, I'm gonna have loads of singles and music videos leading up to the project. Good. I've got a freestyle dropping very soon. So just loads more music, loads of singles, music videos, and hopefully just bigger and better performances, and just loads more gigs. Wicked. Last but not least, tell the people where they can find you on all your socials. So you can find me on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter at GraftOfficial1. That's GRAFT official #1, all one word. Make sure you follow me on Spotify and Apple Music at Graft, GRAFT. Follow me on there, add my music to your playlist, keep streaming that. Let's support one another, and let's just make the lead scene pop as much as we can, and let's get behind one another and make things happen. Boom, man like Graft, man like Graft, That has been Graft here on The Scene. I've been your boy Sanchez Payne. Make sure you like and subscribe and share. All about supporting. This has been The Scene.
Listen, boom. Keep up the practice, keep up the barring. Graft been a top MC since when? Since I popped out the bomb. Spin any MC out of the room. Best MC, I'ma be there soon. Grafting hard, never got no spoon. Never been space, but you could say I'm astronomical the way I send man to the moon. Oh my gosh, don't play around. You'll get done by general sound. And if you mention Leeds, you'll know for a fact who's making a noise in town. Now we'll stop it, don't try block it. I'ma shoot off like I spot that rocket. Load up bars, aim then pop it. General's force, you can't get from it. Yeah, you know what tip with me, that's cause me have all the skills on bars and flows of a legend MC. Now all the girl beg me fi pick me. Enough man I hate and I move shifty. Fire upon them if they wish upon me. I'ma get to the top like monkey pan tree. Yeah. 5-star swagger, black and dapper. Football rapper, never been trapper. Smile and laugher, big bum slapper. Shout out me all the blood clot datter. Batter, or wet fish like. Wagwan people, it's your boy Graft, and right now you're locked into the scene.